Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Makakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, which is word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is in the news, October 28th, 2022, on this Friday noon, 12:52 p.m. Central Standard Time. On this Friday afternoon, October the 28th, 2022, as I mentioned before. And, this goes up to the scripture that comes into mind at Joel 3:10. I will bring that out as well, too. I say this was like earlier this morning, because the time zones is kind of different from different countries and stuff like that. And this is a news article from the Jerusalem Post. This is by Reuters. It's published on October 28th, 2022. And the highlight of this news article, and read for in the news on October 28th, 2022, on this Friday noon. And it reads, North Korea fired ballistic missiles. I believe it was 2 missiles that he launched over the coast of Japan in that region. Missiles off its east Yonhap, if I pronounced that right. And it says North Korea has fired a ballistic missile off its east coast. South Korea's Yonhap news agency reports on Friday. And this is going into the tensions building up between Japan, South Korea, and the United States against North Korea, and it's firing missiles in that region over there, in the United States. I say about like a couple of days ago, they mentioned that it's going to be some serious consequences if they harm one of United States allies, which is South Korea, and Japan. So these tensions are definitely stirring up between these nations and different kingdoms as well too. And I'm gonna bring out Matthews 24:6, the normally scripture that I always bring out, because you've been seeing the increase of the wars and rumors of wars, which is taking effect on the planet Earth. This is the book of Matthews, chapter 24, verse 6 in the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet right. Because you're going to see more of these incidents in similar situations like this, of these rumors of wars are heating up. And it's just heating up by the day, Matthews 24:7, and it reads, For nation shall rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? You're going to have the increase of earthquakes in diverse places. You're going to have the increase of famine, pestilence, diseases, all types of things. That's going to increase on the planet Earth as well, too. And the nations rising up against nations. Because you're going to have nations fighting over territories, financial, oil, fighting over territories, etc. Because these things are definitely heating up, and it's increasing more and more and more, And I believe North Korea firing their missiles, I think this is like the 20th or 21st time this happened so far this year. Because they've been launching ICBM missiles for the first time since 2017, I believe. Because I remember the UN sent that warning to them. They violate this violation, because they look at that as nuclear weapons of mass destruction. And that tensions increasing between neighboring of North Korea and South Korea and Japan and the United States versus North Korea keep on firing off their nuclear capability, and that's what we're seeing increasingly more and more, This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be ye not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So basically, that was kind of like a similar precept to Matthew 24:6 and through verse 7. in Luke 21:9, that you're seeing the proxy wars between the nations and different kingdoms as well too. You know, commotions of wars between the nations. You know, sometimes these nations might be in that what you call that you know, sometimes the hostility comes down. They sign a little ceasefire, trust agreement, and all that. When it comes into man with that, that First Thessalonians, when they shall say peace and safety, just like they signed that deal over there in Lebanon between Lebanon and Israel. You know, they signed a little momentary peace deal, but wonder how it lasts that going along, because Hezbollah and Israel, they definitely don't get along with each other, because that's where Hezbollah is located in Lebanon. You know, so we'll see if that's going to last for quite some time. But that shows you the increase of the commotions of wars, just like over there in the cross border of between Syria and Israel as well too, which is the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force. You know, keep on sending rockets in that region, facilities, which is Iranian backed. So that shows you an endless increasing of proxy wars. And then the wars once again increase once again over there in Yemen. You know, the Saudis and Yemen government versus the Houthi rebels over there in Yemen, over there in the southern part of Yemen, I believe. So that goes to show you what the commotions of wars, with the commotions of wars and proxy wars, like that special operation war, which Russia calls it, over there in Russia-Ukraine situation, and potentially that the United States might get involved along with Belarus, because Russia and Belarus, they are allies with one another to going against NATO-backed allies of Ukraine, along with the United States as well too. You know, because you still got soldiers stationed over there in Eastern Europe, over there in Romania, I believe. So that what you call commotions and wars between the nations and different kingdoms as well too. So that's why you're seeing the increase of these wars and rumors of wars between the nations and the kingdoms, and proxy wars, commotions of wars, financial wars, economic wars, fighting nations fighting over territory, cross-border conflicts, clashes. You know, just like down there in South, I don't know, it's part like Africa or something like that. The clash rebels, because you got clash rebels in Syria as well too, and the clash rebels over there in Western Africa. So that shows you commotions and wars between the nations and different kingdoms as well too. Then you're gonna have clashes between nations within their own self and outside of their nation as well too, to go against another nation. So that's why we're seeing a rise and increase of these commotions of wars, proxy wars, uproars of the people in the world, and the nations rising up against one another in different kingdoms as well too. So with that, you know, this is a quick outside walk and talk lesson for starting camp. So I just wanted to do a little outside lesson for today on October 28th, 2022, on this Friday afternoon. You know, through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem Akarkadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Aki, sky for the four corners of the globe. That be like unto the spectral bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and above.